In 1587, over 100 English settlers arrived on Roanoke Island, off the coast of present-day North Carolina, driven by dreams of new beginnings and English expansion. Led by John White, the group included families eager to start lives in an unclaimed wilderness. They carried hopes and fears, facing the unknown. They built homes, planted crops, and attempted to forge alliances with local Algonquian tribes. Yet, tension simmered beneath the surface. The land was wild, unfamiliar, and unpredictable. Their survival depended not just on skill, but on diplomacy and fate. Shortly after their arrival, John White sailed back to England to gather supplies, leaving the colonists behind with a promise to return quickly. But England was embroiled in war with Spain, delaying his return for 3 agonizing years. When White finally came back in 1590, the settlement was abandoned. The only clue was the cryptic word Croton, carved into a post. What happened to the lost colony remains one of history's greatest mysteries. Life on Roanoke was harsh and precarious. The colonists faced unfamiliar weather, scarce food, and mistrustful neighbors. Settlers built crude homes and struggled to farm sandy soil, while disease and hunger took their toll. Despite hardships, they forged a fragile existence, balancing between hope and despair. The Algonquian people watched cautiously, some willing to trade, others wary of these strange newcomers. Cultural misunderstandings and competition over resources bred unease. Daily life was a tense negotiation of survival, diplomacy, and endurance. The settlers recorded their fears and dreams, yet always seemed haunted by the shadow of isolation. With John White's absence stretching longer than expected, anxiety grew. Some settlers reportedly considered moving to Croton Island, the home of friendly native tribes. But no definitive plans were documented. The mystery of what truly happened to Roanoke's people begins here, in a fragile colony struggling against the wilderness and the clock. After a 3-year delay due to war and storms, John White returned in 1590 to Roanoke, expecting to find his people waiting. Instead, he discovered a silent village, empty homes, and no trace of struggle or battle. There were no signs of bloodshed or destruction. Only the word Croton, carved into a post, remained as a cryptic clue. The surrounding area showed no clear evidence of the settlers' fate. White searched nearby islands, but bad weather and dwindling supplies forced him to abandon the search and return to England. The fate of the lost colony was left to speculation, rumors, and the haunting silence of empty homes. Was the colony destroyed by hostile natives? Did they perish in a storm? Or had they moved inland or merged with native tribes? The mystery grew, shrouded by time, fueling centuries of speculation. Over the centuries, many theories emerged to explain Roanoke's disappearance. Some historians suggested a massacre by hostile tribes or Spanish raiders. Others believed starvation and disease wiped out the colony. A popular hypothesis is that the settlers integrated with local Native American tribes, such as the Croton or Hatteras, adopting their ways and disappearing from English records. Early explorers reported tribes with European features and tools, fueling this idea. Archaeological digs have uncovered European artifacts in native settlements, but no definitive proof. Another possibility is relocation inland, but no trace of a large migration exists. The lack of a clear answer continues to invite speculation. Roanoke became a symbol of lost hope and the dangers of early colonial ventures, a haunting reminder of the fragile line between survival and oblivion in the New World. The mysterious word Croton, carved into the village post, is central to one enduring theory, that the colonists sought refuge with the Croton tribe on a nearby island. The Croton, known for their relative friendliness to Europeans, may have sheltered the settlers, who in turn adopted native customs and blended into their society. Oral histories of coastal tribes contain stories of pale-skinned visitors who lived among them for generations. European artifacts and genetic studies hint at possible intermixing. This theory suggests that rather than a tragic end, the lost colony survived but lost its English identity. Yet, without definitive archaeological evidence, this remains speculation. The Croton connection embodies the complex intersections of culture, survival, and identity in early America's colonial frontier. Roanoke's mystery has captured imaginations for centuries, becoming a fixture of American folklore and popular culture. Writers, historians, and filmmakers have reimagined the lost colony's fate in countless novels, movies, and TV shows, often blending fact and fiction. The story symbolizes the peril and uncertainty of early colonization efforts, the clash of civilizations, and the fragility of human endeavors. Museums on Roanoke Island and surrounding areas preserve artifacts and tell the settlers' stories, honoring their courage and mystery. The disappearance serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of isolation, cultural misunderstanding, and environmental challenges. It reminds modern viewers that history is often written by those who survive, while many stories remain forever lost in time. Since the 19th century, archaeologists have sought to uncover Roanoke's secrets. Excavations have revealed foundations of homes, tools, pottery, and evidence of agriculture. Some findings suggest a brief period of settlement followed by sudden abandonment. Other discoveries point to trade with native peoples and adaptation to the local environment. However, no mass graves or signs of violent conflict have been found. Recent digs use cutting-edge technology, ground-penetrating radar, DNA analysis, and underwater archaeology to explore submerged sites and nearby islands. These efforts continue to shed light on daily life and struggles but stop short of revealing the ultimate fate. Every artifact unearthed adds a piece to the puzzle, keeping the mystery alive and inspiring new generations of explorers and historians. The Lost Colony's story is inseparable from the native Algonquian peoples who inhabited the region. Initial encounters involve trade and cautious diplomacy, but also cultural misunderstandings and tensions. The colonists depended on native knowledge for survival, fishing, hunting, and farming techniques adapted to the environment. Yet, competition for resources and differing worldviews complicated relations. Some tribes saw English settlers as allies, others as threats. Oral histories from native descendants speak of strangers arriving, sometimes welcomed, sometimes feared. The fate of the lost colony is entangled with these indigenous narratives, reminding us history has many voices, some written, some passed down in story. The Lost Colony was sponsored by Sir Walter Raleigh, an ambitious English nobleman seeking to establish a foothold in the Americas and challenge Spanish dominance. Raleigh's vision was part of England's broader imperial aspirations during a period of intense competition and conflict. The colony was a political project as much as a settlement. Raleigh's influence waxed and waned with changing monarchs and court intrigues. His efforts to support Roanoke were hampered by war, funding issues, and shifting priorities. The colony's failure was a blow to Raleigh's prestige and England's colonial dreams, delaying permanent English settlement until Jamestown in 1607. Roanoke stands as a testament to the complex interplay of politics, ambition, and the harsh realities of colonization. More than 400 years later, the lost colony of Roanoke continues to fascinate historians and the public alike. It teaches us about the fragility of human plans against the forces of nature and culture. The story highlights the importance of cultural understanding, adaptation, and resilience. It warns of the dangers of isolation and the unpredictability of new frontiers. Modern America's roots trace back to ventures like Roanoke, blending hope, tragedy, and mystery. The vanished settlers live on through ongoing research, storytelling, and a collective desire to understand our past. Roanoke's legacy is a reminder that history is often messy, incomplete, and waiting for us to uncover its secrets.